Hello. Okay, so hopefully this is working. Let's see. Okay. Hello. Let's see. Okay, so my first time live streaming, so let's see how this thing works, shall we? Going into here, hopefully y'all can see it. Okay, so there's that. So I don't know if I can see your guys' chat, but I will try. Okay. I think we are up. So let's see. Oh. So let's see. Oh, there we go. Reading a lot. Which one? Okay, let's find one. How about this? We have Blitzwing, Lugnut, Megatron, Optimus. Let's go in order. And if you guys don't like the music in the background, I can shut it off. Sorry about that. You glared oh my goodness. You glared at the cannery like cage Megatron put you in. Earlier, the Decepticons, Blitzwing and Lugnut were getting their cans kicked by the Autobots. But before their retreat, Blitzwing managed to capture you in a prize, and had since taken you to Megatron. Megatron was pleased with the capture of one of his Autobots' pet humans, hoping that you would my goodness. Is you would tell information on their weaknesses. Okay, hold up. Just checking really quick. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. We're gonna have to find out. Okay. Let's go. Now, where was I? Information on the weaknesses. In truth, Megatron was right. The information you had could help the Decepticons win the war. But that was, you were determined not to tell anything. What is your purpose with the Autobots, human? Megatron demanded, rattling the cage. I'll tell you what. One question for another. I'll answer yours if you'll answer mine. As you responded, You don't seem to realize the danger you're in. Do you really think you can negotiate? Why not? I can't leave, so whatever you tell me is useless. And I'm volunteering to give you information, which is better than wasting your time torturing me, thus leaving me too exhausted to answer anyways. I see Blitzwing's more logical personality observed with interest before switching to hothead and interrupting. Maybe we like torture. Yeah, random took dominance. Is we want to see you dance. Cha-cha-cha of secrets. He laughed hysterically. Silence, Megatron hollered, making Blitzwing cower. Very well, human. We have an agreement. Answer the question. You took Professor Sumdak in light of that. I became the carrier for his daughter. Before that, I was a my goodness, I cannot. Lyricisms? Question mark to the bots. As you answered obediently. My turn now. Is Professor Sumdak here, alive as well? Indeed he is, working for the Decepticon cause. How do I gain the key to this sorry's wields? Oh, come on, I'm here to answer questions. It's not come up with strategies for your incompetent ass. Answer the question, human. I'll answer it if you surrender Professor Sumdak back to the Autobots. You still do realize you're dealing with... I was willing to play along with your little game for a while. As you are starting to bore me, however. Blitzwing? As Icy stood to attention. Guard the human. Don't let it out of your sight. Human? As you'll have a lot of time to think without any food or water. That should be oh my god. That should be enough for you to come up with a strategy for me. Megatron left the room. Okay. Megatron left the room, which upon further inspection, you realized was a part of a cave with a door attached. As you examined your captor, Blitzwing, already bored with the scenarios. So, do you work for him because of loyalty or fear? Icy glanced at you coldly, saying nothing. Fear it is. Hothead appeared, slapping your cage. I do not fear Megatron. As you fought to stay upright. Yes, you do. Somebody's loyal would have said so. By saying nothing, you're admitting a whole lot. Why you? I oughta to crush you here and now. You smiled, covering your mouth to stifle a giggle. What are you laughing at? I've never seen you this close before. So is your tooth is your tooth gaps cute? As Blitzwing covered his mouth, embarrassed. It's not cute, it's menacing. Ah, why am I even talking to you? Be quiet, filth. If you don't want to talk, I will. Random jumped in, laughing. That's what makes a booming... Wait. That is what makes a boom and kills humans. My tangled. As you inspected him curiously. How can you have two alt modes? I haven't seen anyone else do it. Thank the itsy bitsy spider. She's even more crazier than me. Right. Well, it's cool at least. I really like your jet mode, by the way. Icy appeared again. Why are you being nice to me? It gains you nothing. Nothing does me... neither does being mean. At least this way I get some civil conversation. If I'm going to starve to death, I at least don't want to be bored doing it. With that, all three of Blitzwing's personalities conversed with you, ignoring any topics that could cause arguments, which as the war, or either faction with it. Over the coming days, the two of you grew rather fond of each other, forming a shaky bridge of trust. You no longer worried yourself with fear of starvation or dehydration, because Blitzwing made sure to sneak in just enough food and water to keep you going without making it obvious to Megatron what was happening. He wished he could serve his master as ordered, but in his lifetime of dual personalities, nobody had ever tried to understand him or seek out his company. You, however, did both. After a month or so of your capture, Blitzwing realized to his dismay that he was falling in love with you, an emotion he hadn't believed himself capable of. Unable to watch you wilting in captivity, Blitzwing did the one thing he could think of, and strategized your escape. He gave you a piece of scrap metal and unlocked the door, the cage door. Leave the metal in the cage, as he told you. Blitzwing, what are you doing? I'm doing nothing. You are simply escaping after picking the lock. Random returned the ad. It's good, yeah? Why are you doing this? Why are you questioning it? The Hot Rod interrupted. Ignore him. Icy came back. You're going to hide in the hangar, throughout the big door, and wait till I come pick you up in my jet form, okay? You nodded thankfully. It's not looking a gift horse in the mouth, and let Blitzwing help you out of the cage. Once you were out of the door and hidden, he set off the alarm. It's random appearing to say, "The human has escaped." What an alarming situation! With its lug nut charging furiously. Where is the vermin? How should I know? That's why I said it escaped. Find it before our Lord Megatron finds out. Whatever you say. Whee! With its random ran out of the room giggling. Upon spotting you, Icy called back to Lugnut. I'll take to the air for an aerial view. He transformed it into a jet, opening the door to you and taking off once you were inside. Get down, he whispered. You can't be seen. As you ducked within the cockpit, hating that you couldn't look out, if only to find out where they were keeping Professor Sumdak. It wasn't a long flight before Blitzwing dropped you onto the beaches of the city. He was about to take off without a word when you called for him to wait. He paused. Will you get punished for this? Probably, he answered calmly. Then come with me. The Autobots will help you. Random looked over again. The Autobots are short and few lug nuts, or just one. He took off, leaving you on the beach to make your way back to the Autobots base. When Optimus questioned you on your escape from the Decepticons, you found you couldn't tell the truth. Instead, he made up a story about breaking out after a power surge and passing out on a raft on the way back. Nobody questioned your story, leaving you free to go and rest in your room. You attempted to sneak out of the base, but Prowl stood at the door. It had been several months since your release from the Decepticons, and he noticed you sneak out every Tuesday night after that. Shouldn't you be asleep? He asked, almost accusingly. I'm an adult, Prowl. I don't have to sleep as much as sorry, okay? So if you'll excuse me, I'd like to go out now, please. Go where? You heave the fake sigh. Alright, look, I don't want to tell you all because I didn't want to worry anybody, but I sneak out so I can take a breather, you know? Sometimes I worry about Professor Sumdak, and sorry. It just builds up, and I need to escape from it. So I've been taking nightly drives to calm down. Sometimes I drive into the city. Others I drive into woods. It's relaxing. I see. My apologies for questioning you. It's alright. I know you mean well. Your spark's in the right place. Mind if I go now? Not at all. Have a nice drive. I don't know what's going on. You nodded and got into your car outside, heading straight to the beach where Blitzwing had intentionally freed you. It wasn't long before he showed up, landing gently beside you. Hey, sweet spark. Icy picked you up. Hello, your name. Yeah, as you pecked his cheek. Wowza! That's random, said head spun. As you have me all turned around, he laughed. As Icy returned and laid down on the sand, resting you on top of him to gaze at the stars. Do you think we're crazy for doing this? You muttered. I think we're two people who fell in love at the wrong place and the wrong time. You held on to him tightly. What does that mean? It means we'll have to find a way to make it work. Izzy settled slightly. Yeah, okay. I don't know how many people are even watching this. Probably 0. I don't think anyone's up this early. Or late, I don't know. I just woke up like an hour ago. So. Bet, not safe for work, we're reading it. Oh my goodness. I am so hyper. Not safe for work. Okay. Blitzwing H reader. Switching faces. Rated M for mature. Okay. You stared open. You stared open mouth at the screen in front of you. The yellow Autobot was grinning sheepishly at you. Yeah. Excuse me. Having just crashed your car from street racing. There was no need for this. There hadn't been an emergency like a hurricane or a world-destroying apocalypse. All it was one selfish speedster. You couldn't even call the police to report the damage since there was no law against Autobots. Are you kidding me? The Izzy exploded loudly. From a nearby alley, as Blitzwing inclined his head towards the commotion, wondering what was going on when he was supposed to be on a recon mission. He switched from Icy to Random, who laughed hysterically. Oh, get me the popcorn. There's going to be some fireworks. Hey there. As Bumblebee held out his arms defensively. My name's Bumblebee. I'm sorry, but is this your car? It was my car until you trashed it, Bumblefuck. Okay. Another bot approached the two of you. The leader of the Autobots, Optimus, had caught up to Bumblebee in time to try and defuse this scenario. Hi there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my bot's attitude. He will be punished. However, until then, I hear that something called insurance will cover this. Insurance? You think insurance will cover this? Him? Bumblebee flinched at your accusation. I can't afford to fix this. Besides, there's nothing left to bloody fix. Love it. And I'm deeply sorry about that, but deeply sorry? You spat the word. Everyone in life is always deeply sorry when they're not going to fix the problem. You know that? Wait, you know what? I'm going to be deeply sorry when I can't get to work, and I suppose my boss will be deeply sorry when he fires me. Deeply sorry isn't going to fix this. Random laughs hysterically. This one is spicy. We should keep it. He switched to Icy. A human could be adventurous, and he/she does seem to dislike the Autobots. Hothead emerged. What a temper! What a temper with that! We could crash the Autobot scums. As we should take it now. Patience, Icy chimed, pacing the alley. We do not want to scare it away. Instead, we will win it over. Make it come to us, if you will. When Blitzwing looked back, the Autobots had gone, and you'd been left alone. You sat angrily on the car bonnet, mulling over the day's events, leaving Icy in control. Blitzwing approached you, tutting, such a shame about your vehicle. You got up ready to argue further with the unknown bot. What the hell do you want, Autobot? Autobot? Me? No. I'm a Decepticon, and I would like to make you an offer, actually. What could you possibly offer me? Well, it seems to me like you've been rather mistreated by the Autobots. I'd hate to see the relations between humans and Cybertronians go sour now. So if you'd like, I could spare your mode for transport. It would be up and running again within a day. His head switched to a red one with a square jaw and a gapped tooth, making you gasp. You deserve better than this, Scrap, he shouted. It switched again to something resembling a jack-o'-lantern. Yeah, we'll fix it. And then we'll fix it, then we'll party cha-cha-cha. The first face, and by far the calmest, was back. Please forgive me. It seems I got a little overexcited about meeting you. Would you like my help? As you gave a small smile. That's really great of you. Yes, please. Thank you. From there, Icy knew that he had you. Honestly, it was something hard to Honestly, it was sometimes hard to keep up with Blitzwing. Multiple settings and moods, despite that you were delicate to be his friend, delighted, to be his friend, as he often had a way of sharing perceptives on things you haven't even considered in your short human life. Besides that, he was fun to be around. As Icy, he would teach you many a thing. He would teach you many things to talk about. His old life on Cybertron. Random lived up to his namesake, often making you laugh, and Hothead was often good to rant with, allowing you to build up anger. While he was not surprised to you that he'd become friends, it surprised Blitzwing to no end. When he first saw you, he supposed you'd be a fun new pet to toy around with, until he grew bored. It had never occurred to him that he would actually grow to love you as a friend. And then something more. He made sure to keep you far away from Megatron, and that the few others aligned to Decepticon cause, fearing the Decepticons' loathing for organics would get you killed. Now he was glad to have protected you so well, for if he hadn't, he would have never known the unbeatable pleasures of being with a human as a lover. He was still careful whenever he was still careful whenever he chose to meet up with you, because he couldn't risk Lugnut or Black Arachnia discovering just where he disappeared off to on the most afternoons. Oh, come on, Icy. As you pleaded in an abandoned garage he'd chosen as the new meeting place. I didn't mean to insult your paint job. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to insult your paint job. It was just an accident? Icy huffed, giving you the silent treatment and turning his head away. As you climbed onto his lap, a difficult task without his usual guiding hand. Come on, babe, I love your paint job. In fact, I think it looks good enough to eat. Izzy whispered, bending down to lick his interface panel. What? He gave up easily, though. He gave up easily enough, letting the panel slide open to see if you really could please him and make up for the offhanded insult. You ran your hands eagerly over his spike, accepting the challenge of working Blitzwing. Accepting the challenge of working Blitzwing up when he was in his most collected personality. You moved your hands up and down the shaft, using your tongue to lick the top, moaning all the while. Blitzwing cooling fans started whirling slowly, making it well known that you had at least got his attention. Slowly but surely, trans fluid coated the insides of his valve, where you moved next, inserting drift hands to rub interior nod. His back arched and he breathed out a light moan. Glad I've got your attention, you teased. His head spun to random and laughed. Got my attention. You're the life of the party. Was it, is you, oh my goodness. Is you, you went further in, making him switch again. His head spun a few times, finally setting on Hothead. Hothead when you slowed down. What are you doing? What are you doing? Frag me good and hard before I die of boredom. Me. Yeah, like, as you'd seen such a bluff before when he'd started switching personalities more often, it meant that he was getting excited. With it, as you looked up at him innocently, then said, "Just for that, I think I'll go just a little bit slower." Yeah, like, as you withdrew your hands, paying special attention to his valve with your tongue. He turned to Icy, who is now struggling to stay up straight on the chair. As he groaned impatiently, eager for release. Why? Was using your free hands to pleasure yourself, moving them to your pants and turning Blitzwing on all the more. He was practically seeing stars, trying desperately to remove what had been said to spark this event. Was it something that you said? He couldn't quite remember as his processor fizzled hostessly. Hotly? Then again, what did it matter? Frag me, he muttered, somewhat bashful to beg. Excuse me? Have you forgotten your manners? Frag me, please. Did you stop touching yourself? Missing the feeling yet? Finding Blitzwing more amusing in any way? As you reassign both hands to his valve, sucking his juices and hitting all the spots you'd learn he loved from experience. Slag. Why? He bit his servo, scrunching his optics shut and shuddering. You paused, grinning darkly. Have you nothing nicer to say than that? Thank you, he managed, his head spinning again. You moved faster, timing your movements and bringing him even closer, until finally he overloaded with a jerky scream. His chance fluid covering you almost entirely. You waited till Blitzwing visual feed came back on you before sucking the juices from your pinky finger. At the sight, Random came back merely to cackle. Looks like oh my goodness! It looks like the weather forecast was wrong. It forgot to report the showers. Oh my goodness. Let me check something real quick. Everyone doing okay? I don't even know. Awesome. Hopefully everyone's doing okay, because no one has joined yet. Where's it gonna go on? Okay. MTMTE, awesome. So who's on here? Megatron, Rung, Swerve. Christmas Confessions. That sounds interesting. Let's do it. Ultra Magnus. Ultra Magnus wasn't sure what he was thinking, planning to ask you out. Maybe the Christmas spirit was getting to him, or maybe it was just that he couldn't wait any longer. Either way, he had to tell you immediately. He had given other mechs amply opportunity to ask you out, and if you knew any of them personally, Ultra Magnus would have stepped aside and never even thought about his upcoming proposal. It did concern him somewhat that you had rejected every mech that had asked you out. What if you were repulsed by the idea of a relationship with a Cybertronian? This is a mistake, Ultra Magnus thought to himself. I should be writing reports, not daydreaming of the impossible. Ultra Magnus knew that his internal argument was moot. There would be no way in a million years that he would be able to write while his processor was in such turmoil. Where reports usually brought him internal peace. He found he couldn't focus, as every thought became a charming of what if. What if your smile was directed at him? What if you envisioned your life by his side? What if he could make you happy? What if the two of you could find love? As you are at the Christmas party, in the recreation room with everybody else. So that's where Ultra Magnus headed. Every step closer to you felt like a mistake that he could not stop himself from making. Humans and Cybertronians were simply incognites. You couldn't live as long as him. You needed an environment with oxygen, which would make traveling to some places impossible. Ultra Magnus didn't need to eat or rest in the same manner that you did. Nothing about his decision to ask you out made any sense, and yet, if he didn't at least try to build a better life with you, he knew he would regret it. For as long as he would live, upon hearing the music thumping out loudly from the rec room, Ultra Magnus paused. What if this was a mistake? He wasn't the kind of mech to go partying, yet his first instinct was that you were probably here. Did that make the two of you a bad match? He wasn't sure. All he knew was how light his spark came when he heard you laugh or saw you smile. Even when you simply said his name, hoping that it wouldn't be too hard to find you in such a large crowded room, Ultra Magnus stepped aside. All his regrets and doubts melted away when he saw you sitting in the nearest corner, reading a book. Of course you wouldn't find peace in the chaos. You always did. It's whenever there was a party, it seemed that you would participate for a while, then go and sit on your own, usually reading a book without care in the world. Ultra Magnus pulled out a data pad from his subspace and then approached you. He cleared his vocalizer, making you look up. Excuse me, your name, he said gently. Please, may I join you? As you smiled and gestured for him to sit. With that, Ultra Magnus read his datapad, leaving you to return to your book. He would ask you out at this party, but for now, he simply wanted to sit and read with you. Let's see. My goodness. Which one? What's this? TFP. Predaking. Really wish they had Dreadwing and Skyquake on here. Oh, and don't forget Breakdown, my 3 most favorite characters in TFP. Oh, Rescue Bots. Heatwave, and Academy. Awesome. Why not? Let's see how long this is. Reading T. Okay. Let's see. There was probably an emergency in town. That's what you kept on telling yourself as you drove to the Burns' firehouse. It was the only way you could justify your concern. Heatwave was supposed to show up for a date at the cliffs, where you'd went through a lot of effort to plan an energon picnic for him, and a regular one for you. Not that you had food in mind. Wait, what? Not that you had food in mind, but he hadn't turned up. If there was some reason he couldn't come, why hadn't he called you? He always called if he couldn't make it, even on the busiest days. You parked your car in the Burns driveway, trying to remain calm. They had to be in the bunker, right? Or maybe you'd seen them there when the town cameras you let yourself in. Taking the lift down into the bunker. Yeah, so you were quickly relieved to hear the bots laughing as the elevator lowered. Hey guys. Wait. As the elevator lowered, however, relief turned to shock at the sight of a Cybertronian you'd never seen before. Hey guys. As you tried to act normal, though, there was a defined edge to your voice. Who's this? Your name. This is Quick Shadow. She's perfectly capable of introducing oneself. Thank you. Quick Shadow interrupted curtly, turning her attention to you. And you are your name. As you answered somewhat dazedly. You never knew Cybertronians had definitive genders other than what humans such as yourself placed on them. Not that it should have mattered. There was so much you should have been thinking of in that moment, but your mind kept returning to your date, wondering whether it was an emergency or another bot there, or whether Heatwave had simply forgotten. And you are also a rescue worker? Haha, your name, no. He, she, just a regular human. Heatwave answered with a smile in his voice. You know it wasn't meant to be a slight at you, but it hurt all the same to be laughed at by your own boyfriend. Heatwave's right. You smiled weakly. Just another run-of-the-mill human. No matter. It is a pleasure to meet you anyways. As Quick Shadow nodded, then turning to Boulder, she asked, how was that? Much better. As your greeting has improved a lot. Good. Optimus has informed me how important humans' relations are becoming. It is of the utmost importance one learns to make proper acquaintances. Heatwave nudged her playfully. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Like you need any practice meeting humans. is you sure did a number on Evan and Miles. Yeah, like, they'll never forget you. Quick Shadow laughed, holding on to holding on the Heatwave's shoulder. Quite so, though I could not have pulled it off without you, Heatwave. Your body tensed. Why were they still touching? You knew you were being irrational, but it seemed like the pair were flirting. Did Quick Shadow know you and Heatwave were an item? Did she care? Hadn't Heatwave even told her? Surely he wasn't ashamed to admit it. It was no secret to his team after all. Yet it occurred to you that he might have only told the rest of the team because he couldn't hide it on such a small island. Was he concerned with what other Cybertronians would think if they found out? You suddenly felt very small in Quick Shadow's presence. Something you'd never felt before with the rescue bots. So Heatwave, Quick Shadow finally let go of him. Shall we be going? I look forward to an update on your mission status and a chance to see how Griffin Rock has progressed since my last visit. Heatwave transformed. If you can keep up. The Quick Shadow turned into a fanciest sport car you've ever seen, speeding ahead of him, and the two raced out of the firehouse. As you watched the trails of dust plume up behind them, feeling I don't know anymore. In all the excitement of Quick Shadow's arrival, as you suppose it was only fair that Heatwave had forgotten the date, but it hurt nonetheless to know that with it, he'd also forgotten your 1-year anniversary. Your name, is something the matter? You look somewhat lost. It's nothing, Chase. Nothing important anyways. You couldn't believe it. Quickshadow has already stayed 2 weeks, and by the looks of things, she wasn't planning on leaving anytime soon. Nobody in the rescue team, whether it was Burns or the bots, had a bad thing to say about her, and while they all slung her praise, you never felt more ignored by Heatwave, who was with her almost every minute of the day. You knew you were jealous, and if you admitted your insecurities to Heatwave, you were worried he'd find you repulsive. Yet with each passing day, as you were finding it more increasingly difficult to rid yourself of the vile feelings Quick Shadow brought to the surface. Finally you found out that you had to talk with Heatwave. If only you had to spend the day with him and reaffirm your belief that a human Cybertronian relationship could work. You didn't want to suffer the unbelievable heartbreak if it didn't. Driving to the firehouse, as you let yourself in once more, going straight down to the bunker, much to your dismay, you found Quick Shadow reading over some reports on one of the data pads. Taking in her surroundings, as she noticed you straight away. Good morning, she greeted formally. Morning, as you replied dolefully. Is Heatwave around? He's currently in recharge after combating a large forest fire last night. As one would think everyone knew about that by now. Yeah, well, I haven't watched the news today, so I haven't heard. Obviously. You sighed. Will Heatwave be up soon? Why, do you have some kind of emergency to report? She put the security pad down to give you her full attention. No. Odd. One would think you were full of emergencies, considering how often you come here. I believe the only human to have visited as much is Doc Green. Though he usually does something useful. How long will you be here? You asked, trying to derail the conversation before you said something you would regret. Until my training is complete. You're getting trained? Why? All I've heard is how amazing you are at rescue work. On my own, perhaps, but there is always room for improvement on my teamwork skills, and I have always been shown time and time again on Griffin Rock. You didn't know how you managed to contain the fury that was welling up in your chest. It should have been Heatwave telling you that Quick Shadow was training with his team. It should have been Heatwave who told you about the fire that day. It should have been Heatwave updating you on the events of his day-to-day life. But you're receiving everything from secondary sources. What was the point of being in a relationship if you didn't talk to one another? You were about to leave when Heatwave finally showed up, stretching from his recharge. Your name? Hi. 3 weeks. A missed anniversary, and that's one. Your name? Hi. 3 weeks. A missed anniversary, and that was all he had to say? Hi? You bit the inside of your cheek, grounding yourself in reality. Hello, Heatwave, you said coldly. I'm afraid you caught me at a bad time. I was just about to leave. Heatwave frowned, his yellow eyes tracking you on your way to the elevator. He ran to keep up with you, jumping on the elevator as it started to ascend. Hey, what's going on? Did something happen? Oh, I don't know. You tell me. I don't really know anything going on right now. What? Heatwave tilted his helm, not following your commentary. Moving swiftly on, he ignored the comment, eager to make up for lost time. Hey, you want to spend the day together? We can do whatever you want. You're not too busy training today. Nothing I can't blow off for you. Really? Is you, really? Like, is you, blown me with your mighty presence? How imagine? I was gonna say ambiguous, but that's not the word. We're just gonna say ambiguous of you. Is you gushed? My goodness. Is you gushed as the elevator came to a stop. Hey, Heatwave growled, catching on to your foul mood. Why are you being like this? I'm just trying to do something for us. Like I haven't been, Heatwave? Like I haven't been? Heatwave, you don't get it. Don't get what? Is there something I don't get? It's because you're not telling me. You could see that Heatwave was becoming agitated, but even as your heart told you to stop, your bruised pride spurred you on, making you want to lash out, so he'd know the exact pain you were feeling. God, you are so dense. You think everyone should work around your schedule because you're selfish. Hey, you think I'm selfish who spends time making sure you're safe, huh? Yeah, because that's your job. Don't come at me like you know what's going on. How could you when you're never around? What do you think I was trying to do just now? But oh, clearly you think you're too good to spend time with me. No, I guess I should have known better. You should have known what better. No, you should have known what's better, Heatwave. That you're only human? A deadly hush fell over the two as you processed what Heatwave had said, while he wished to take it back. As he wished to take it back. You're right, Heatwave, he whispered, trying to keep your composure as tears blurred your vision. I'm just a human. And if that's what you think, then we both know that this relationship can't go on like this. Your name. He reached out for you, freezing midway. What are you saying? Goodbye, Heatwave. I hope you're happy. Heatwave didn't chase after you when you left, which told you all you needed to know. He didn't know how it all happened, but somehow the relationship had held above all others was over. Though the next day Heatwave was mournfully silent, which to his team's distress, as they wondered what was wrong with him. In his silence, Heatwave kept replaying the argument with you back in his processor, wondering how it all had escalated so quick. And what had even sparked it. He couldn't think of anything he'd done wrong, nor could he think of anything biological that could have caused it on your end. In other words, it wasn't a human thing. He was furious at himself for not being more patient instead of snapping and getting defensive, as he always did. If he found out what was wrong, would you still be with him? He supposed it wasn't too late to see you, but if it was, the fear of further spark ache held him back. The pain was too much already. More would surely kill him. We should do something, Boulder whispered to the rescue team. Yeah, but what would cheer our commander up? Chase asked, ever confused by the complex of emotions. We should throw a party or a movie marathon, Blades suggested, eager for any excuse that would allow him. I don't think that would work, Boulder muttered doubtfully. Hey, move aside. I'll show you how to win. How winner gets it done. Cade bragged loudly, pushing through the middle of the bots, making his way over the Heatwave. Oh, brother, Danny rolled her eyes at the spectacle Cade was about to make it, was sure to make of himself. I can't watch. Graham covered his eyes, speaking through the cracks of his fingers. I'm sure it'll be fine, guys, Cody said, ever the optimistic. Sorry about that. Cade is Heatwave's partner, Chief Burns put his arms around his son's shoulder. That's right, and we do all we do, whether it takes to support our partners. Come on now, everyone out. We should give these two privacy. The rescue team followed Chief's orders, vacating the room quietly, except Blades, who lingered momentarily. Blades! As Danny hissed. Fine, I'm coming. I'll just going to watch for a few minutes, as Blade grumbled, trotting over to Danny. Hey. How you doing, buddy? Cade asked Heatwave, who was going to sit the same position he'd been in since the day before. Go away, Cade, Heatwave warned. I would, but it looks like you're having one of those fancy word Graham uses for problems. Anyways, maybe I can help you through it. While Heatwave would have rather suffered scraplets than bring up his personal life, he had to admit he was getting nowhere on his own. He dragged a circle down his face. Something's wrong with your name. Trouble in paradise, huh? Good. You heard me. See, Heatwave, you are looking at an expert at love. If you're having trouble with your name, all you gotta do is turn on a little of the old Cade charm. Oh my god. He slicked back his hair cockily. What the heck? I cannot read today. Never mind. Is Heatwave griped, leaving Cade alone before he continued. I'll figure it out on my own. Heatwave transformed and drove out of the firehouse to clear his mind, though it was proving to be impossible on his way into town. His communicator buzzed with quick shadow signal, and although he'd rather be alone, he answered it in case of emergency. "What do you want?" "Oh my," quick shadow hummed. "Somebody's in a grumpy mood. Is it? It is usually to answer politely." "Quick shadow?" He grumbled. "One was going to ask about sparring, though it seems you have other things on your mind." What is to be in your bonnet?" Heatwave grumbled. Your name." "The human? Why?" She broke up with me." "Broke up? You mean you were in a relationship with?" "Oh my, well no wonder why, considering the way you've been." "The way we've been? What?" "My, you are dense." "Why do people keep saying that?" Heatwave, I shall tell you what you out to know, but I shall tell you what I spotted your name by the cliffs earlier. It might be wise to talk to them about this." Heatwave pulled a U-turn, pulling on the speed to get to you, though he had no idea what he'd say when he got there. If you were still there, as you meanwhile were sat looking out to the waves, cursing yourself for your hasty breakup. Heatwave had asked you what was wrong, and like a child you'd refused to tell him, and because of that, you'd thrown away the best year of your life. "I'm so stupid," you cried out mournfully. "Don't take all the blame," as Heatwave's gravelly tone came from behind you. You wanted to be happy that he was there, but the need to know why came first. "What are you doing here?" Heatwave waited till you got up to face him before replying. "Quick Shadow told me to come. She said something we were doing had offended you, and I don't really understand what's going on in your head or why you were upset, but apparently I'm dense. Yesterday we both said some things that were unpleasant, and maybe if I had been around some more, I'd know what's going on, but I really don't get it." "God, you're going to hate me." Yeah, as you wrapped your arms around yourself as if it would protect you from what was to come. "Impossible. I love you too much for that. I'm jealous of Quick Shadow." "What?" "She's everything I'm not, Heatwave. She's so elegant and great at rescue work and Cybertronian. It's like you said, I'm only human." "Wait, so all this time you thought I was Primus?" "I was only training her, I swear." "I know, but I thought you want to be with her." "Why? Why? My goodness, I cannot speak. Why would I want to be with her when I've got you? I love you, you idiot." But yeah, as you let out a hysterical giggle, half, oh my goodness, wiping your face with the back of your hand, as you spoke shakily. "It was our 1-year anniversary when she arrived." Heatwave swallowed anxiously. Boulder had warned him not to forget things like that. But when time felt so different to a Cybertronian, it was hard not to forget. And 1 year was nothing to his race, but eventually, everything to yours. Then let us say we celebrate now. As Heatwave ran a finger over your face. "What do you have in mind?" You asked, eager to move past the rocky patch in the relationship. I can think of a few things, he said suggestively. As you looked around. Here? Shouldn't we find somewhere else a little bit more private? Do you see any people? Well, no, but then I'd say we have all the privacy we need. My God. How many did I read? Oh, we're already at an hour. Congratulations, you made it to 1 hour. Oh my goodness. Oh, a symbiote? What's this one? How will the rescue bots react when they find out there's So has a symbiote and maybe the Rescue Bots Academy too? Why not? This might be the last one. Let me see. Hi there. Okay. Heatwave. Heatwave was speechless. He always thought you were keeping something from him, but he never imagined it would be something as insane as this. How could you keep a symbiote from him? More importantly, if he hadn't walked in on you and that thing talking to one another, how long would you have kept it from him? Forever? For the past 3 weeks, he had avoided seeing you, yelling at you the few times you tried to call. He pretends to be mad at you, but mostly he is furious at himself. How hadn't he noticed something as big as this? There were days when you were the sweetest person in the world, and there were days when you were completely distant from him. Now he knows the distant part of you was actually the symbiote, telling you Heatwave wasn't worth your time. One day, amidst the fire, which was too much for the bots to handle, Heatwave seeing you run inside the building. It's a symbiote providing an organic armor, so smoke inhalation doesn't affect you. As you stay well away from the flames, instead using your symbiote strength to lift debris off the victims, carrying them out 2 at a time. After a week of thinking about the applications of the symbiote in rescue work, Heatwave visits you and sheepishly apologizes for his behavior. If you were to have a symbiote, then he will respect that. Wait, where was I? Heatwave visits you and sheepishly apologizes for his behavior. If you have a symbiote, then he will respect that. He still doesn't love the idea, but he doesn't say that. In his admission of respect, the symbiote no longer tries to turn you against Heatwave. In fact, the symbiote even admits that it respects Heatwave's strength and bravery in the field. My goodness. Which one next? I don't know. The pain of trying to find another fan fiction. What is this? Dancing. This might be the last one. Okay. It's one of the calmest days you and the Autobots have had in a while. The warehouse, all of you live in peace, with a single radio playing it in the corner, and all of you just lounging around. But you're sat on the only couch, as you're the only human in their crew researching for a possible next mission. You never knew when the Autobots are needed, and the military doesn't know everything. Suddenly the song changes and you gasp. But as you nearly throw your laptop down onto the couch and stand up, twirling in the middle of the room. Ratchet is closest to you, so you run up to him. Ratchet, yeah, like, is Willie come dance with me? He blinks at you once with his dark blue optics. Will I what? Please, please, it's my favorite song. He chuckles and stands up to his full height. Almost 4 times taller than you. All right, kid, all right. He takes your one hand and spins you gently, and you giggle as you hold on tightly onto his finger. It's a challenge for the both of you to dance because of the height difference, but it's what makes it so beautiful. You make it work. Next, Ironhide wants to dance, and then a boasting Jazz. The rest of the Autobots in the room are smiling, and sometimes chuckling as they watch their one human companion dance carefully around their teammates' feet. Even Optimus cracks a smile eventually. It's nice to find sometimes like this in the hard times and in the hard moments in life. After your final dance, a dance with Bumblebee, the youngest Autobot, picks you up. As you squeal as he twirls you around gently before setting you on his shoulder. He clicks at you instead of using the radio to speak. Yeah, and you giggle, leaning over to kiss his metal cheek. Thanks, B. He whirls affectionately, and you can swear he's blushing. Hey! Yeah, his hound yells. Yeah, he gestures to where you sit on B's shoulder. That's why didn't I get a kiss? Yeah, as you grin because B happens to be a gentleman. All the Autobots break out into laughter, and Hound rolls his eyes as Bumblebee shakes up and down a little bit. Making you tighten your grip on his metal plating as you giggle. That was cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm dying. Ow. If I can't find another one, it might just be the last one. Character, I don't know. Fluff. Dead. 8 parts. The kidnap. Was this all Rid? It is. Oh, except for the last one. Tease. I don't know. It's very hard to find a good fanfiction. How about this? TFP bots with a shy Optimus. He's very sweet. He likes to treat you right, making sure that you are safe and away from harm. He can be a bit doting, but as you better not be sick around him or hurt. Or he'll remind you to rest and finish whatever work you have. Your dates usually aren't that often as he has to constantly work on saving the world, but when you do, Optimus makes sure to cherish you every moment. Optimus can be a bitch easy, so sometimes you guys just watch the sunset together. OP is hella stressed, so from him to just tell you about his day is a huge relief. Optimus is a calm type of jealous. He's not super oblivious, and he doesn't really get jealous because he trusts you. You have really long and deep conversations about Earth and Cybertron. Which one next? Bumblebee. Okay. Ratchet. Grumpy Bot. Ratchet rants to about his work and all the stress. Dates are usually a thing you bring up. As Ratchet gets so wrapped up in his work, he honestly forgets. But he tries to make it up for it by spending some quality time with you. Ratchet likes how flustered you get when he compliments you. Ratchet doesn't mind if you're a quiet person. He likes just being around you. He says you have a calming presence. Won't hesitate to talk smack to anyone that makes you feel bad. As Ratchet gets even more grumpy when he's jealous. As he usually scuffs when said other person tries to impress you. If Ratchet gets worked up about his work, is you remind him to calm down and take a break. A little bit nagging about your well-being. I can just see Ratchet holding a wrench and just throwing it at the person trying to impress you. And just absolutely just... my goodness. That's funny. Okay, let me see. Bumblebee. Oh my god, I'm dying. Brainstorm. Been a while since I heard that name. Sorry, I've been so dead. Brainstorm was a strange mech. He often had his odd ways to do things. He may as well be the physical. Oh, I'm too tired. He may as well be the physical embodiment of a method to my madness. At times, you had long earned and accepted this fact after spending a great deal of time around him. With his strength, you knew something was up. Wait. With this, though, you knew something was up. Why do you need me to do high school level math? You asked. You asked if there's anything you could help with before. Brainstorm began to pull out the things from the start, sketching out ideas for his next weapon. Okay, but this looked more like something I was forced to solve in my algebra class. What is this even for? Brainstorm chuckled to himself, but didn't look up from his project. As he responded, "It's a secret surprise for someone. Before you ask, no, I won't tell you who or what it's for. Can't risk his secret getting out. I swear to God, Brainstorm." The equation was a mess. Goodness. Several exponents, and half of them were negatives. If I have to do this shit, can I rely on you being my personal calculator then? Yeah, it's my comm phone thing doesn't have one, and that sure as hell isn't something I just carry around. Brainstorm had to pause for a moment before holding back laughter. Sure, sweet spark. Izzy would have raised an eyebrow at him, but you had already focused on the stupid equation to get it done and over with. What's 45 squared? If you square root that and 3 squared on the other side, it cancels it out anyways. You didn't even look to see what I had done yet. How do you know that there's three squared? You already solved this, didn't you? You just started working on it. You sure are paranoid. Everything around you is suspicious, Brainstorm. He rolled his optics at you. Okay, but before I forget, you can keep the I variable of the left side. It makes it easier to read when input is on the left. That is true. Yes, this thing actually has some truth to it. I remember doing this math. You nodded and mumbled and annoyed. Fine. Doing as he said. Then you realized something. There were 2 variables, an I and U. With the greater than symbol, you had a feeling what he was trying to do. By any chance, does this simplify down to I is greater than U? Is less than 3U? This caught his attention. How do you know that? He had stopped working his full attention on you now, because there was a post that floating around on Facebook about give your nerdy math crush this equation to simplify. To simplify to I oh my goodness, I love you, basically, years ago, and has been the topic of quite a few fan fictions and dumb comics. Are you seriously using that to flirt with me, Brainstorm? Well, it was supposed to be more than flirting. You could barely hear him mumble it, but you still did. Really? Then what was it supposed to do? I was trying to confess to you. You couldn't just tell me that outright. You couldn't hear him properly, but I could hear him mumble something about in response. Brainstorm, you're lucky I love you, you bastard. Well, that's gonna be my last story. Keep on forgetting. So, that's gonna be my last story. Hopefully this thing even worked, and I hope you guys enjoyed anyways. Like 1 hour and 30 minutes. God, I'm really sad no one even showed up. But you guys will watch it in the future, so have an amazing day, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching, and